Last week, a buddy of mine, a Toyota sales manager, told me something off the record that honestly made me laugh. He said half his customers financing brand new RAV4s at $38,000 would be better off buying one of the used luxury SUVs sitting on the lot across the street. Those were his words, not mine. And he was right. Because right now, in 2026, there are 8 luxury SUVs selling for under $15,000 that will run longer, ride better, and cost less to maintain over time than most brand new Toyotas rolling off the factory floor. These are not fixer-uppers. These are not gambles. After 22 years of working on cars, I am telling you, the used luxury market is broken and smart buyers are feasting. Let's get into it. Number 8, Lincoln MKX, 2015 to 2017. I want to start here because no one ever talks about Lincoln, and that is exactly why these things are so cheap. A 2016 Lincoln MKX with 75,000 miles is going for $12,000 to $14,500 right now. That is a midsize luxury SUV with heated and cooled leather seats, a panoramic roof, and a 3.7-liter V6 that Ford has been refining since the mid-2000s. The Duratec 3.7 is naturally aspirated. No turbos, no direct injection nonsense on this version. It breathes through port injection, which means cleaner intake valves and fewer carbon buildup problems. The 6-speed automatic in these is a conventional torque converter unit that Ford used across dozens of models. It is proven technology. I had a customer 3 years ago, a retired teacher, who bought a 2016 MKX Reserve for $13,200 with 68,000 miles on it. She calls me once a year for an oil change. That is it. At the last visit, the car had 121,000 miles, and everything was still original. Brakes, suspension, all tight. The only thing I replaced was a cabin air filter. Here's the inspection tip on MKXs. Check the PTU, the power transfer unit, on all-wheel drive models. It is a known maintenance item, not a failure point, but it needs fluid changes every 60,000 miles. If the previous owner skipped those, you might hear a whining noise from the front axle area. Easy fix, about $180 for the fluid service, but if it has been neglected for 120,000 miles, walk away. If it is quiet, you have found yourself a rolling living room for the price of a used Camry. Number 7, Volvo XC60 from 2015 to 2017. This one surprises people, myself included at first. The second-generation XC60 from this era has an IC Cars reliability rating of 7.9 out of 10, which is higher than most Toyotas in the same category. I had to double-check that number. It is real. The key here is the engine. The 2015 to 2017 XC60 with the T5 uses a turbocharged 2.5-liter 5-cylinder that Volvo had been building for over a decade by that point. The T6 gets a 3.0-liter inline-6 with a turbo. Both are mature, well-understood engines with long service records. The 6-speed automatic is a conventional Aisin unit, the same transmission family Toyota uses in half of their lineup. That is not a coincidence. It works because it has been refined over millions of units. You can find a 2016 XC60 T5 with 70,000 to 90,000 miles for $12,000 to $14,500. These were $42,000 when new. That level of depreciation is painful for the original buyer and fantastic for you. Interior quality is outstanding. Volvo's seats are legitimately the most comfortable in the industry. I am not exaggerating. People who drive these long distances swear by them. The main watch out is the infotainment system. The Sensus interface on this generation can be slow and occasionally glitchy. Not a mechanical issue, but annoying. Budget about $300 if you want to retrofit a modern head unit. Mechanically, check the PCV system. If you see excessive oil consumption or blue smoke on startup, the PCV system needs servicing. It is about $450 to fix and completely preventable with regular maintenance. If the PCV is healthy, you have a Swedish tank that will cruise past 200,000 miles without drama. Number 6. Buick Enclave, 2015 to 2017. The Enclave is the definition of a luxury SUV hiding behind a badge nobody takes seriously. This is a full-size, 3-row vehicle with leather everything, Bose audio, a smooth V6, and the kind of ride quality that makes passengers fall asleep. It sells for almost nothing because it says Buick on the hood. A 2016 Enclave Premium with 80,000 miles runs $11,000 to $14,000. The same year, Lexus RX with similar mileage is $18,000 to $21,000. That is a $7,000 to $10,000 gap for a vehicle that IC Cars gives a 7.3 out of 10 reliability rating. The 3.6-liter V6 in the Enclave is GM's high-feature engine that they have used in the Traverse, Acadia, and dozens of other models. The second generation of this engine, which is what you get from 2015 onward, fixed the timing chain issues that plagued the earlier versions. This is critical. Do not buy an Enclave made before 2013. From 2013 forward, GM revised the timing chain design and the problems largely disappeared. Annual maintenance costs average around $700. That is higher than a Toyota, but you are getting a significantly larger and more luxurious vehicle. The most expensive repair I have personally done on a 2016 Enclave was a water pump at 130,000 miles, $640 for parts and labor. That was it for a major repair on a luxury 3-row SUV. Inspection checklist. First, check for transmission shudder between 40 and 60 miles per hour. If you feel a vibration in that speed range, the torque converter might need a fluid flush. Usually $250 fixes it. Second, look at the power liftgate struts. If the rear hatch sags or drops slowly, those struts are worn. About $180 to replace. Third, check the air conditioning. The rear air conditioning lines on some Enclaves can develop small leaks around the 100,000-mile mark. If the rear passengers are getting warm air, factor in $500 for the repair. Number 5. Infiniti QX60, 2017 to 2018. This is where I am going to get specific about model years, because it matters. The 2014 to 2016 QX60 had timing chain issues and a CVT transmission that earned a mixed reputation. The 2017 and newer models are a different story. Infiniti switched to a more robust 3.5-liter V6, making 295 horsepower, and they significantly recalibrated the CVT programming. The 2017 QX60 is a 3-row luxury SUV that was $46,000 new. Right now, you can find them with 80,000 to 100,000 miles for $12,000 to $14,500. That is 70% depreciation on a vehicle that has decades of life left if you maintain it. RepairPal gives the QX60 a 3.5 out of 5 reliability rating, which ranks it second out of 19 luxury full-size SUVs. Average annual repair cost is $639, which is actually lower than the luxury SUV segment average of $1,000 to $127. That is nearly half. The probability of a major repair is only 10%, compared to 19% for its luxury full-size competitors. When you are shopping, listen for any rattling on cold startup. That is a timing chain indicator from the earlier models that occasionally shows up on 2017 models with neglected oil changes. If it starts quiet, you are good. Test the CVT by accelerating hard from a stop and then decelerating. It should be smooth and seamless. Any jerking or hesitation means the transmission fluid has not been changed, and you should either negotiate hard or walk. Number 4. Acura RDX, 2016 to 2018. This is the SUV mechanics recommend to their friends when someone says they want something nice but cannot stomach the repair bills that come with German engineering. Repair bills are the reason many people look elsewhere. A 2016 Acura RDX starts at $14,850 according to Kelley Blue Book. A 2017 starts around $15,350, but you can find them under $15,000 with slightly higher miles. Either way, you are getting Honda's legendary 3.5-liter J-Series V6 engine, making 279 horsepower, paired with a conventional 6-speed automatic transmission. Let me say that again. No turbo, no CVT, a naturally aspirated V6 with a traditional automatic transmission. That is the formula for a powertrain that runs forever. RepairPal gives the RDX a 4.0 out of 5 reliability rating. Average annual repair cost across the Acura brand is just $501, which beats the industry average of $652 by a significant margin. The probability of a severe repair is only 8%. Reliability matters. A customer of mine has a 2016 RDX with 174,000 miles. She bought it with 45,000 miles for $21,000 5 years ago. Total maintenance in those 5 years, oil changes, brakes, tires, and one set of spark plugs, under $3,000 total. She told me it still drives like the day she bought it. Inspection tip. The RDX uses Honda's variable cylinder management, which can occasionally cause slightly higher oil consumption on some units. Check the oil level on the dipstick. If it is a quart low between changes, that is within spec, but worth noting. Also test the infotainment system thoroughly. The dual screen setup in the 2016 to 2018 models can be finicky with Bluetooth connectivity. Not a deal breaker, but manage your expectations. Number 3. Acura MDX, 2014 to 2016. Everything I just said about the RDX applies here, except you are getting 3 rows and more space. The third generation MDX uses the same J-Series 3.5-liter V6 that Honda has been building for over 20 years. This engine family has a documented track record of running well past 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. A 2016 Acura MDX with 90,000 miles is running $13,000 to $15,000 right now. A same-year Lexus RX 350 with similar mileage is $18,000 to $22,000. That is a $5,000 to $7,000 gap for a vehicle with an extra row of seats and nearly identical reliability. RepairPal gives the MDX a 4 out of 5, ranking it second out of 14 luxury midsize SUVs. Annual maintenance averages $571 compared to $807 for the luxury midsize segment. The frequency of shop visits is just 0.4 times per year, matching the all-vehicle average, and the probability of a major repair is only 8%, versus 11% for its class. The known issue on 2014 to 2016 MDXs is a possible vibration between 35 and 40 miles per hour caused by the torque converter. If you feel it during the test drive, it is usually fixable with a transmission fluid change and a software update, about $350 total. If it persists after that, negotiate accordingly. Here is my PRO tip. Find a 2016 MDX with the technology package. You get navigation, blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning, and adaptive cruise control. All the safety tech that new Toyotas are charging a premium for, and you are getting it at a fraction of the cost. Number 2, Lexus RX 350, 2013 to 2015. You knew this was coming. The Lexus RX is the single best-selling luxury SUV in American history, and for good reason. The third-generation RX 350 from 2010 to 2015 uses the 3.5-liter 2GRFE V6. This is the exact same engine family found in the Toyota Highlander, the Toyota Avalon, and the Lexus ES. It is arguably the most reliable six-cylinder engine ever mass-produced. A 2014 RX 350 with 100,000 miles goes for $13,000 to $15,000. Kelley Blue Book shows 2015 models starting around $17,400 at dealers, but private party values on 2013 and 2014 models fall right in our range. Owners give this generation a 4.8 out of 5 reliability rating on Kelley Blue Book. Repair Pal rates it 4.5 out of 5. This engine runs on a timing chain, not a belt. No turbo. Port injection keeps the intake valves clean. The 6-speed automatic transmission is a Toyota-developed unit that has been refined across millions of vehicles. I have personally worked on RX 350s with over 300,000 miles on original engines and transmissions. These are not outliers. They are normal for this vehicle if you change the oil on time. The interior is premium without being flashy. Leather, wood trim, dual-zone climate control, and a quiet cabin that makes highway driving feel effortless. The one weakness is the infotainment. The remote touch controller on the 2013 to 2015 models is clunky and annoying. Nobody buys an RX for the tech interface. You buy it because it will still be running when your grandkids are old enough to drive it. Number 1. Lexus GX 460 from 2010 to 2013. This is the one that changed how I think about used cars entirely. The Lexus GX 460 is a body-on-frame, 7-passenger luxury SUV built on the exact same platform as the Toyota 4Runner and the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. It uses a 4.6-liter V8, making 301 horsepower, mated to a 6-speed automatic with a full-time 4-wheel drive system and a locking center differential. Let me translate that. This is a Land Cruiser in a tuxedo. A 2011 or 2012 GX 460 with 130,000 to 150,000 miles is going for $13,000 to $15,000 right now. IC Cars gives it an 8.4 out of 10 reliability rating. Cars.com owners rate the 2014 model at 4.6 out of 5 for reliability. The 1UR-FE V8 in this thing is a Toyota truck engine that has been documented lasting 400,000 miles and beyond. It is chain-driven. It uses port injection. There is nothing exotic about it, and that is entirely the point. A customer of mine bought a 2012 GX 460 2 years ago with 142,000 miles for $14,800. At the time, I told him it was the smartest car purchase I had seen all year. He just hit 198,000 miles. Total repairs in 2 years, one alternator at $380, and a set of brake pads at $340. That is $720 in unplanned maintenance on a luxury SUV that was originally $55,000. This vehicle will go anywhere. It has a proper 2-speed transfer case, a locking center differential, and available crawl control. You can take it off-road on Saturday and pull up to a business meeting on Monday looking like you spent 6 figures. Here is the inspection checklist. First, check the frame for rust if you are in a northern climate. These are body-on-frame trucks, and frame corrosion is the one thing that can kill them. If the frame is clean, buy with confidence. Second, check the air suspension on luxury trim models. If one corner sits lower than the others, an air strut is failing. About $800 to replace. Many owners swap to conventional struts for $1,200 total and never worry about it again. Third, listen for any ticking from the timing chain area. On a healthy V8 with proper oil changes, it should be whisper quiet. Who should buy the GX460? Anyone who wants a vehicle they can genuinely hand down to their children. Anyone who wants off-road capability wrapped in luxury. Anyone who understands that buying a used Lexus with the Toyota truck drivetrain is the automotive equivalent of finding a $100 bill on the ground. The bottom line, so there it is, 8 luxury SUVs that the used market is practically giving away because most buyers are too fixated on brand new badges to notice. The Lincoln MKX with its bulletproof Duratec Phi 6. The Volvo XC60 with a reliability score that embarrasses most of its competitors. The Buick Enclave hiding 3 rows and luxury behind a misunderstood badge. The Infiniti QX60 depreciating like crazy, but built to keep running. The Acura RDX and MDX carrying Honda's legendary J-Series Vi 6 into the luxury segment. The Lexus RX 350 with its unbreakable 2 GR engine. And the Lexus GX 460, a Land Cruiser in disguise that will outlast every new SUV on the dealer lot next door. You do not need to spend $40,000 to get a reliable luxury SUV. You need to spend $15,000 and know where to look. Now you do. If this kind of real talk helps you, hit subscribe. I have more videos coming on the used SUVs that dealerships hope you never discover. Like if it helped, and I will see you in the next one. Drive smart, take care of your car, and it will take care of you.